David, I'm excited.
Why, Alan? Why are you excited?
Because this week, I'm in one of my favourite cars of all time.
In terms of looks and drivability?
It's just fabulous. Ask me what it is.
What is it, Alan?
It's an Alfa Romeo Giulia Sport. We were meant to be shooting two cars. We were going to do this review and another review for an electric Mini. But we needn't have bothered about trying to shoot the Mini because, David, you've already killed it, haven't you?
We had a flat tyre in a car that doesn't have a jack or doesn't have even a wheel brace. The notion is that you fill it up with gook and get the tyre fixed soon or not. Well, I didn't get it fixed soon enough.
Sadly, David did fill it with goop.
Yeah, we filled it with goop.
It lasted a few kilometres and then it was no more. But I'm sure you'll be very happy just looking at the Giulia. This one, the base model, the Sport, starts at $61,000 and a bit of change. Then we step up to the Veloce or Veloce, depending on what school you went to, if any, and that's around the $74,000 or thereabouts. I'll put the prices up later. Then we have the Quadrifoglio for $131,000. And the Quadrifoglio has a massive 375 kilowatts of power.
And 600 Newton meters of torque. I once gave awards to cars for the car to be best seen in a nice area. And the Alfa 159, I got it. Yep. And I think this is a good heritage of that.
It is
continuation.
Absolutely gorgeous. From the beautiful back. First of all, there's this gorgeous line down over the boot. This muscular haunch that comes out over the wheels, and you just want to touch it as you come along the side to the front, down to this absolutely stunning front end.
Alan, I like it because it's not so aggressively lined. This is its strongest angle just here, but it doesn't have over-aggressive parts to it that I think has become quite common but a little overdone.
But the classic Alfa Romeo grille and these stunning lights. So, how's life in the back, David?
Look, a funny feel about it. I've got room here, which is quite good, but my feet feel really cramped. It's claustrophobic.
You've got some vents in the setup?
Yes, look, this is very elegant with the armrest. When I was a young lad, we bought a car, not new, but it had a rear armrest. I thought we were king. Well, and a few inches spare here. Okay, now getting out, this is the problem. Getting my foot out of there, this is rather bulky around the end. And so,
well, that's the thing is, it's all very tight.
Okay, not a huge amount of room, but at least I can still get in by putting the first leg in. If it's a sports car, you've got to put your bum in first. But that's, I like sitting in an Alfa.
Very nice indeed. So this is all the detritus that you have. You know, I've got my Navman plugged in and my phone plugged in for Apple CarPlay. And we've got some water and some coffee. But that's what it looks like. But it is still a really classy interior.
I like the looks of that. You remember the 156 had the very almost tunnel-like pods that you look down to it. This has got a little bit of it, but a little bit more open for what is now a bigger screen in the middle. But Alan, you know what I love? I love this. I know it's different for you, but for me, many times the screen is just plonked on there that looks like one buck tooth. This is part of the fascia, it's part of it. Now, it means this isn't quite as big.
But I love the vents. I think that just looks really classy. There's dual zone climate control.
Do you know what I love, Alan? On the tacho there's just a little Alfa Romeo.
I love the steering wheel boss. And look at where the stop-start button is, David. Instead of having it on the dash, you can touch it with your thumb.
You know what?
Do you like touching it with your thumb, David?
Well, what I don't like is looking around finding it.
And then it's different in every car we get into.
But this makes it more like a fighter pilot, doesn't it?
But look overhead. I think this is really, I think that's just classy. They could have made that just look any old way, but it's classy.
Okay.
And of course, it's got a pistol grip automatic selector. Here is the DNA selector, and this is your drive mode control. And these are the controls for the radio.
D for drive, that's severe.
D for dynamic.
Dynamic.
N for not dynamic.
And
A for economy. So this module up here is where the autonomous emergency braking camera is, and you know, any radars and lidars and other sorts of DARs. And there's a radar in front in the grille for the radar cruise control as well.
Which worked well.
And here, David, look, paddles, but move the steering wheel. No matter where the steering wheel is, you always know where the paddles are because they are attached to the column and not the steering wheel. Now, I'm going to put my CarPlay on, so the people in the back should be able to see now that I've got, hold on, start. So that's going to direct us to home. Now that's coming out on my phone. This car does also have inbuilt navigation, but as you know, I like to use the one that's in the phone easier. Well, not only that, I think Siri, a cloud-based system, is a little bit better than anything that is native in a car. Now you'll notice this 147 kilowatt engine feels very sprightly. The car at cruising speed is absolutely beautiful. The active suspension feels very soft. You really don't expect that of an Italian sports car, do you?
Well, you've got you can dial a bit, but you want to be able to tour, right? Italian sports cars, it's all very well, like any sports car, to say, you know, I can feel great and hoon and what have you, but that can be very tiring on a long trip.
Well, it is tiring on a long trip, and that dreadful drone from a loud booming exhaust.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you. I'd rather something nice and soft. It puts you into a good mood. This car, I drove it up to see you in Newcastle. That's 2 hours, and I got out of the car feeling as fresh as a daisy.
Yeah.
Which is good, because I don't normally feel fresh as a daisy even not driving.
Yeah.
The cabin makes you feel like you're in a cockpit.
I feel just comfortable. I'm not divorced from the road because I think it's a good handling, feeling sort of car.
Look, there are a few things where this falls a little bit behind. It does have all the safety gear, as I pointed out, autonomous emergency braking with pedestrian recognition. It's got lane centering and all of that sort of stuff. But the headlights are by Xenon. And I would have thought in a $60,000 plus Italian sports car they would be LED. And the handling is brilliant. The steering feels sharp, but of course it's electric steering.
Yeah, but it's got a nice, and I'm in dynamic mode now, it's got a nice solid feel immediately.
What's our fuel consumption is around 7 litres per 100 kilometres, and that's been pretty much equal amounts of city and highway driving. It's been an absolute pearler. I love the transmission. It is so smooth.
I think, yeah, I feel like I'm in a pair of stylish but comfortable shoes.
And the comfortable shoes got even more comfortable once we worked out that we could pull out this manual thigh support under the chairs.
Give a bit more
It just gives your thighs a little bit more, you know, on a long trip. Otherwise,
but,
the seat's very short.
It actually felt significantly different, didn't it? Once you pulled it out,
different.
I felt much more in an armchair.
Now, what you haven't felt though, David, is the adjustable bolsters.
Oh.
Yes. So the bolsters go in and out.
Oh, yes.
And you've got thunder thigh support as well. Sorry, I meant lumbar support. I thought you'd say something, but you didn't. You just kind of...
I was trying to say, I'm sorry. I didn't think I was obvious enough that I needed that. But.
Well, A, you looked at me blankly, and B, you didn't leap to my defence. So it's got little foibles. The doors are a little bit short. And I'm a little bit not short, and also a little bit not small. But once you're inside, it is comfortable. It is handsome. If I was still rating cars, I'd just give it a big fat 10. And as the afternoon winds down, as the world goes to bed, has its last fag and pulls the covers up, and a beverage, yes, a scotch, a snifter of brandy maybe, that's it for the absolutely stunning Alfa. I think the Giulia is one of their nicest looking cars in a long time.
Wonderful character. You can drive it and feel like you're being distinctive.
And we've been getting looks. They certainly can't have been looking at either of us. So that means that this is a car that's got that X factor, and that's something that you cannot fake. So if you've liked the film, hit like.
Leave a message.
But above all, I think just here to subscribe.